Hi, I'm Sean with Catalina Rug, and in this video we're going to be covering Oushak rugs. And in particular we're going to be talking about Oushak rugs that are made in workshops in Pakistan. So these rugs actually go by several different names. You'll hear Oushak, Peshawar, Chobi, Ziegler, Farahan, and it'll really depend on their design and knot density. That's where these names will vary. And so in this video, we're going to be covering where they originally come from, the design that inspired these rugs, and a little bit of story about how this all came to be. We'll be talking about the characteristics of these rugs, like the material, the design, the typical colors that you see. So I think you'll find this video helpful if you're in the market for Oushak rug and you want to learn a little bit more about them and see like what kind of options that you have. So all that is coming up now. Now let's get a little bit into the story of where these Oushak rugs come from. So originally, the design of Oushak rugs comes from Turkey. Turkey has been making Oushak rugs for a really long time. They have these very classical and traditional designs, and the rugs are typically quite expensive. So what happened is back in the 70s, when there was an embargo placed on Iran, some really savvy workshop owners, they actually went over to Pakistan. They took their design skills, their rug production skills, and they hired local labor in Pakistan, and they set up workshops there. And then what they did is they took designs from Turkey, in particular Oushak designs, as well as designs from Iran, so Persian rug designs, and they brought it into these workshops and start producing new rugs, but with traditional designs. And they start bringing in designers to give them recommendations for what type of colors to select for these rugs that are going to be more designer friendly and just like easier to work with. Now let's get into some of the characteristics of these rugs. So first of all, these rugs in terms of material are made with wool from Ghazni and New Zealand, which is really high quality wool. So their pile is going to be almost all the time made from wool, and their foundation is cotton. The antique wash process that they go through allows their colors to be softened up and look more plush and really beautiful, like an antique rug. And as far as the pile, typically what happens is they cut the pile short to make it, again, look more like an antique rug, to stick with that inspiration they got from the original Oushak rugs. And as far as the design, so typically you're going to see a lot of floral design in Oushak rugs and very little geometrical. And all these designs are traditional designs, and they were all inspired by Turkish designs, by old Persian designs. So those are the traditional designs you're gonna see. You're not really gonna see like tribal, like village designs in these rugs. And of course, there's gonna be a lot of variety, because over the years, as these workshop owners have hired designers, they came up with variations in their design, as well as colors, which we'll talk about now. So as far as color goes, this is what makes Oushak rugs really special. As I mentioned, these workshop owners, they actually hired designers to come up with a color scheme for the rugs that are really modern and designer friendly. So what they do is whenever the rug is made, during that time, they look at the common trends of colors, and they'll make sure that the rugs represent those common trends. So if you're looking at an Oushak rug that's like 10 years old, you'll see colors that were trending back then. And then if you're looking at a new Oushak rugs, you'll see colors that are trending now. Some of the other interesting things about the color is that they usually use different shades of the same color throughout the rug. So for example, if you're going to see blue in an Oushak rug, you'll see several different shades of it within the rug. And the reason for that is to give it that antique look. And as far as the dye that's used, it's all natural dyes, vegetable dye colors, and you're really going to get this nice soft plush color throughout Oushak rugs. Another interesting tidbit about the colors used in Oushak rugs is that the designers actually created colors differently depending on the target market that the rugs were being sold to. So for example, the rugs being sold to the west coast of the US, they usually had lighter colors like light blues, light grays, because those are the preferences of the west coast of the US. And the rugs that were made for Europe, because it's a colder region, they typically had darker colors like darker red, darker rust colors, darker blue colors. So that's something really interesting about the color scheme that you'll see in these Oushak rugs. So this concludes our video on Oushak rugs. I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you want to learn more about Oushak rugs, you can head over to our site, catalinarug.com, and look up our Oushak rugs collection. There you could read a lot more about Oushak rugs. We have a bunch of videos so you can see a lot more close-ups of them. And we have a huge collection of Oushak rugs, so if you want to look at some different options, you could view the options there. And if you are watching this video on YouTube, then I invite you to like, to subscribe, and comment below. And I will see you on the next video.